When you speak, or when you play, when you improvise, there's no thinking going on. And some people say, "Oh, there is," because you have to think to play, right? You have to consider what to play, but there's no considering when you improvise, right? And very often there's no considering when you play a pre-recorded, practiced solo. But what actually goes on is thinking. I just said that you can't think, but you're thinking music. And it's exactly the same process in the brain, which is important to understand, that it's the same resources you use when you improvise as when you talk. That's why you cannot think and play and improvise at the same time, because you're using up that resource. So how is it like thinking? Well, it's just another language, and you're expressing emotion, and you're doing it real time, just like when I'm doing it now, right? I didn't record this or rehearse this. It's not scripted. It just happens because everything I say is because of what I just said. There's a context to it. It starts and it's ending. I'm talking about one thing now, right? I have a point here. And I try to explain that thing. And everything I say comes because of what I just said. It's a link, right? And it has a start and an end to it. When you improvise, every single thing I play because of what I just played. So you go ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What do you want to play after that? Do we want to play oompa, 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 oompa? No, you don't. You want to play da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-di-di-da-di-do-da-ba, whatever. It's that style of music, right? So you constantly, you talk with yourself, in other words. You develop sentences and phrases, and that's really enjoyable. That's because you cannot think. You cannot think about your problems. You cannot think about tomorrow or what happened. You have to be just present at what you do. And you have to master whatever it is that you do, because the second you fall out of it, the second your rhythm skills or your technical skills or something really sets a limitation to what you want to play, then you stop, right? And drop out of it. Just like if I was talking right now and there's a word I can't remember in English, right? And I don't want to, and you drop out of it. The flow of talking stops because I haven't got my technique in place, or the next phrase, or the next scale shape, or whatever it is. So I kind of drop out of it because my skills are not there. But it's exactly the same thing as talking. How can we use this insight? Well, we can use it because we can start developing solos. We can start looking at it as a little speech, right? It starts in some place, well, and it ends in another, and there's a point to it. It's a total expression. You use scales and tools, and you can start, instead of considering each little line that you play as one little line, and you're trying to fire off as many cool lines as you can, you start actually talking music. And in the beginning, you can start doing that by really limiting yourself to some very simple stuff. But we're going to talk about that in the next video, of how you can start, no matter of what skill level almost you're on, you can start practicing talking music instead of trying to fire off cool lines. And that creates a whole different way of expressing yourself, where you start and end your solos. It's a process. You start here, you end there, and everything's connected, and everything is one expression, one little talk, like I'm doing now, right? So, but keep that in mind, that the reason why you cannot think as you improvise is because you're using the same exact resources of building sentences, only you're doing it with notes and sounds and your hands instead of your vocal cord.